my opening address, I did say that human capital encompasses health and education. And the consequence of its being low in Nigeria is the mass poverty you're seeing. Because the more you invest in human capital, the better your development. So human capital first, I want to show people, it's not an expense, it's an investment. Because that's what drives your development in the first place. If you invest in it, you increase per capita, which is the real measure of poverty. So for me, I have said that even if we're going to borrow money, we're going to borrow for investment. And I can show through a budget how we intend to deal with this issue in clear terms that are measurable and people can see it. So when we say we're going to put people out of poverty, we're going to state the numbers and people will see the country increase. And if I didn't have opportunity, I would have shown you using 3 countries to show you what they did with issue of human capital, how they moved their countries' HDI from low to medium to high, and how dramatically increased their per capita, which is a measure of wealth. And the same thing for Nigeria, who didn't invest, it took the other way around. And that's why you've thrown more people into poverty, where you now have more people living in multidimensional poverty than a country like India that is 7 times your size. And you have more people living in poverty. And use what they've done, and examples are bound. China, India, Vietnam have done this in something that is with effortless ease in pulling, not that it's difficult, but they've been able to show example how you can use and methods to pull your people by investing in human capital. Thank you. Economic Council, which means every month, which is supposed to be the states and federal, because they're supposed to move simultaneously and seamlessly in development. And that I can assure you, I will do. I've said it that I will be at the center, ensuring that you communicate and deal with all the states. On issue of education and housing, first is that tertiary education. The most critical...
Yeah, I think, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's a question that'll come later. I think they just kind of threw it up. We want to get through with all the poverty questions, and then we'll change to education and healthcare and all the rest of it.
On the issue of the poverty one, which is SIPS and Shopee, which is mentioned, SIPS and Shopee before it and everything, quite frankly, to deal with the issue of poverty, I believe the government is involved. The issue of dealing with poverty, the government fiscal position have to be clearly designed and spelled out, while execution should be directed. For example, if we're talking about agriculture, we don't need to start the programs running with the government. We have Bank of Agriculture. I will resuscitate the Bank of Agriculture in Kaduna and ensure that they in turn support the farmers when it comes to issue of ensuring access to funding to deal with that issue. Other agencies that are designed that will deal with the issue of ensuring either issue to do with crops, issue to do with alimentation, there's a lot you need to do. If there's no one process, issue of dealing with, for example, issue of dealing with small, medium, micro, small businesses. All you need to do is to resuscitate. We used to have all the micro banks, community banks, and everything.
You've got about 30 seconds.
I make them